Yeah, so we're back. This is part two, the stereotype. As you can see, I've got my fruits on the table here. Got my coconut. I've been drinking this every day since I've been in Asia, without fail. Every day. And I cut it open and have the jelly. Probably have like two of these a day. Yeah. And this here is the real bananas. The real ones. Anyway, let's talk about the stereotype. Before I go over to Asia, I just want to give you a little background of what I've faced in the past in other areas. So, the main reason why I left the United Kingdom was because I was facing too much racism, discrimination, and microaggression from the Caucasian race. Okay? And the sad thing is I'm British born. I'm the second generation British born. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Grew up in the United Kingdom, like my parents. My grandparents, however, was born in the Caribbean, part Jamaican, part Trinidadian. But I was never treated like a British citizen. I was always asked, as I started getting into my adult years when I left school and started going into work, oh, where you from? Where you from? They always assumed I was from somewhere because of the melanin in my skin. And I've done a short about this, so if you've been following my content, you're probably aware of this already. But it doesn't end there. Because when I go to the Caribbean now, I'm faced with jealousy and envy and violence. When I go to Africa, which I haven't been yet, which is on my list, by the way, so look out for that, you're faced with tribalism. You see what's going on in South Africa right now, right? It's absolutely diabolical.
We are fixing this continent. This thing of you guys moving from one country to the other, it's no longer working. We don't want this as African people anymore. We are tired of...
I would have never thought I would have saw the motherland in such a state. Like Nelson Mandela will be turning in his grave right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's talk about Asia. Now, in Asia, it's very subtle. Very, very subtle. And on their defense, what they think of melanated people, black people, is what they see on the TV. They think we're rappers, or they think we're criminals and we're just violent, or they think we're a sports player, like, a basketball player. Yeah, that's all they know because that's all they see of us on the TV. That's the reason why you see a lot of content around the social media, like they're so excited to see us in some places.
안녕하세요, girl from Korea, babies. I'm about to make a big confess. It's for me, I need to overcome this feeling. People ask me, what is your type? I realize that I don't like to talk about it because my type is a black man. I like black guys, baby.
So, in regards to the Asian community, in their defense, all they're seeing is what they see on the TV and they think that's what we are. And that's not the case, There are black men like myself that actually work legally, make legal money, never been involved in no crime. Do you know what I'm saying to you? We're not all rappers. We're not all basketball players. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So that's part of the stereotype that I want to address. Let's talk about the next part. They don't think we have money. Okay? So I'll dissect on this one. I've got a friend in the Philippines. He's a black guy. He's also from the UK and he owns a few condos in this complex I'm staying in. And when he went down to the reception desk to make some inquiries on his condos, they addressed him like, who are you? And he said, well, I'm the owner of these condos. They didn't believe him. They had to actually call up the head office to confirm he was the condo owners. And this has happened a few occasions. So let's let off the first occasion. Yeah, we've let off the first occasion. right? But this has happened a few occasions. It's gone so far to where the receptionist ended up asking, how are you able to own so much condos? You know? This is the kind of stuff I would experience in the United Kingdom. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So it's like they don't believe it's real that a black person can be successful. They don't believe it's real, you know? So that's very similar to what I was facing in Europe. But I'll dissect because there's more. From my experience speaking to women in Thailand and the Philippines, I've come across light-skinned Filipinas and dark-skinned Filipinas. I've come across light-skinned Thais and dark-skinned Thais. My interaction with the dark-skinned Thais have been a lot better than the light-skinned Thais, and I'll tell you why. The dark-skinned Thais, we have something in common, because when I was speaking to a dark-skinned Thai and a dark-skinned Filipina, they were telling me when they were in school growing up, they were going through the same stuff I was going through. Racism, based on the fact that they're darker, right? When I've spoken to light-skinned Thais, right, majority of them don't want to be with a black man. They want to be with a white man because they want their babies to be white. And I've also come across dark-skinned Filipinas and dark-skinned Thais that have said they would prefer to be with a white man because they want their child to come out lighter so they don't have to go through the suffering they went through when they were in school and growing up in Philippines and Thailand.
Pale skin meant you were wealthy enough to stay indoors, and dark skin meant you worked outside in the fields. So lighter literally meant higher status, higher class, more desirable. And that beauty standard got baked into Asian culture so deep that it's still here in 2026. So fast forward, Asian women growing up are being told, consciously or not, that lighter is better, more beautiful, more worthy. And then they look around and Western men, white men specifically, represent exactly that. Light features, light skin, and on top of that, in a lot of Asian households, having a Western partner signals status, education, wealth. So when Asian women gravitate towards white men, it's not always just attraction. Sometimes it's a beauty standard they absorbed before they were even old enough to question it. And this isn't about white men being better, because they're not. This is about unpacking why we were taught to believe lighter automatically meant more.
Right? So then it got me thinking, is this what's happening today? Is this what's happening in Europe? Because there's a lot of interracial relationships happening now. So is this what's happening? Is this the real reason why? Now, me personally, I judge a person by the mind and the soul. I couldn't care less what skin color you are. Do you understand? I was a bit, small-minded when I was growing up, based on my surroundings and the people I was around. But as I started to get older and wise up and started to go down a spiritual realm, I couldn't care less. Because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same, and what your appearance is on the outside, no matter how beautiful you look, that's only for a moment. You can't build with that. What you can build with is your mind and your soul. That's what you can build with. So that's the reason why I kind of just threw that out of the window. Because your soul match can just be right in front of you, and you don't realize, just based on the fact you want to be, oh, I can't date that person. Oh, I can't date that person because of their skin color. Right? So that was very surprising when I found out that Asian women want to be with white men, or want to have children with white men because they don't want their child to come out darker. So it made me realize that what's going on in Europe is happening in Asia in a very subtle way, indirectly. But I'll dissect, because there's more. Now, when it comes to the black man, yeah, when it's about fun, having fun, yeah, BBC, or when it's about money, yeah, oh, they're definitely in, yeah, right? And I've noticed in Thailand and the Philippines, when it comes to a black man, majority of the time, it's either a fetish or a money gain when it comes to the women. Majority of the time, right? It is a bit more subtle in the Philippines, but it's definitely high in Thailand, from my experience. So you got to really sit down and say to yourself, do they really like us? I mean, look how they're treating the Indians.
So, signs like these popping up all over Thailand. Hotels and restaurants are banning Israeli tourists due to reported abuse and lack of respect. And this beach club in Phuket is now saying that they're no longer allowing Indian tourists.
Do you think that in general, Thai people can be racist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Like
are.
for Indian or for black people. I think like that because also like some Indian or black people also share some story that they like, you know, get some bad experience from Thai people that they judge, that they like don't want to talk because they're black or they're Indian. Yeah, so I think like some Thai people also being like racist.
So when I'm seeing the Indians being treated like that in Thailand, I'm feeling away. Because not only is my family half Indian, but also I'm dark just like them. You know? And then obviously you've seen incidents with me that's happened in Thailand. You know what I mean? This is the dark side. These are things that people don't really talk about. It's all fun and games, yeah? But when I moved, I really got to see things for what it really is. Do you understand? But there's more. When I was in Thailand, all right, not the Philippines, when I was in Thailand, I found that women of a larger size was the ones that would approach me the most. And I started to think to myself, why is this? One time I had to sit down and have a conversation with one of them to find out what it is they like about black men exactly. And this lady particularly said to me, I have no choice but to date a black man because I've got a lot of weight now. So in my head, I was thinking to myself, hold on a minute. So do you think all black men just like big women? And she was like, well, majority of black men in Asia, they go for the larger women. So they've got this thing in their head that we like bigger women, right? And the women in Asia feel like that's all they can go for now because they've put on weight, right? Now, in their defense, I have gone around Thailand and I have seen a lot of brothers from the States and the UK with large size women, right? From Asia. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And when I'm talking large size, I'm talking like size 16 and up, right? So from that, they've probably just thought, you know what? If I put on weight for whatever reason, I'll just go with a black man. And that's basically what she told me. Right? So when you actually think about it, right? If it's not for BBC or money, right? They don't really like us. And honestly, the black men I've noticed in Asia with really, really nice looking women, they're spending their money, right? They're spending their money. It's an allowance thing. Now, people will argue this and say, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm spending my money in Asia and I've got this nice Asian lady. Okay. And they might argue and say, you know what? It's cheaper than the United States. It's cheaper than England. Fair play. You do you, right? I'm just letting you lot know my observations and my thoughts of what I've seen being here for 6 months now. Straight. Overall, what can I say? As a melanated man, a black man, I've realized no matter where we go, there's always going to be something, right? You're never safe. You go Africa, we got tribalism. You go Europe, you got racism and discrimination, right? You go North America, certain states, you're faced with racism and discrimination. Certain states, you're faced with jealousy and envy and violence, black on black crime. You go Caribbean, you're faced with violence, jealousy and envy, black on black crime, right? I haven't been Central and South America yet, so I can't really talk on it. But from what I've seen on the news, there's stuff going on down there too. You go Asia, there's a stereotype that we're like what's on the TV, where we're basketball players, criminals, or rappers, right? And anything outside of that, they don't want to believe. You're damned if you do, or you're damned if you don't. But it is what it is. But stay safe out there. And just remember, it's not all glam on the other side of the water. You know, it's not all glam. And I'm glad I've experienced this. But I'm not going to let it hinder my journey, because I'm still on a journey to see more parts of Asia. I still want to see China. I still want to see Japan. I have a ticket booked to go South Korea soon, so that's going to be some content coming. And there's still parts of the Philippines I want to see. And I need to go back to Vietnam. I've been Vietnam once. I need to go back there because I only went to Da Nang. So I want to see other parts of Vietnam as well. So there are some places still to explore. But as a black man, and for my fellow brothers and sisters, be very careful out there. No matter where you go, we're faced with something. Stay safe, stay blessed, and follow for more.